Ever wonder about what you should do when you go to a networking event? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Yes, it is incredibly overwhelming for all of us when we go to networking events as to how we're going to present ourselves, how we're going to come across, how we're going to get what we need from it, how are we going to talk to people, what's a story we're going to tell, how are we going to ever balance all of our plates and our dishes and everything and still be able to smile and talk to people. I personally get overwhelmed and I go to networking events every week, sometimes 3 and 4 a week, and there are days that it's just too much. So a method is needed. So let's talk about what that method is. So we're going to give you the answer right now. So the first thing is that when I'm having a really successful day going to those networking events is that I plan on before I go to the event. And there's a few things that you can take care of. So let's just talk about what it is that you want to do when you go to plan for an event. For example, it's usually very important that you kind of go, well, why am I going? Should I be at the event? Who should I see at this event? So you can find out who you might see by looking at certainly at the agenda for who's going to be presenting, who's going to be on talking, who's going to be on the different panels. So you may want to target a couple of those people, see if you can get up there and introduce yourself and have a quick conversation with them. But also, who would be the likely other attendees so that you can make sure that you can say, okay, these are the type of people I want to meet and have a couple that are in mind, or maybe when you show up, you can ask someone, an organizer, for example, say, gosh, I would like to meet this type of a person. Who would you recommend? And then you're going to get an introduction. So a plan is really, really important as to what you're going to say. Now, there's another few things that are pretty good, too, to be aware of. So the second thing I want to mention is you want to be very approachable when you're at a session, because you know how you walk in and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, look at all these people that are all over the place. How do I approach? How do I talk? How do I become approachable so that people will come up to me? If I stand here against the wall, nobody will talk to me. So let's talk about how we'll do that. So first of all, it is being approachable. So I have found over the time that I prepare myself to go into when I'm particularly going networking, which is what, a half an hour, and then we're into the sessions, right? So this isn't a long time, but you have to be effective. So I prepare by always staying hands-free. I know sometimes that's tough because you're hungry and you got to get your coffee in the morning sessions. And yes, I will grab a cup of coffee, but I found that anything more than a drink is very hard to be approached. People aren't sure what to do with you and they don't come forward to see you. So I think it's better to be very approachable, and that is by being hands-free. Have your coffee before you come in, eat before you come in, and if you have to, grab a glass of water or something. Sometimes people will drink an alcoholic beverage in the evenings. I actually tend not to do that. I'll walk around with a water bottle or something like that, so my hands are busy, but I'm very approachable with it. I of course do it because I don't want to leave any impressions with them about anything but just being a straight shooter. So a glass of water is just perfect for that. Nobody has any assumptions if you're carrying around water. Now, the other thing that's really important to be approachable is that you show up with a few easy questions already in mind. Practice a couple of things. For example, hey, what brought you here today? What do you think of our presenter? Do you think this is going to be an exciting show? You don't have to ask them about, well, what's your job, right? Or what do you do? Let's do something that's a little more creative. So have a couple of those quick, easy questions that you can ask somebody that are in there. Now, I know I mentioned that you might have some target people. Again, have some questions for the target people that are a little different than that, but always have 2 or 3 generic things about, what brought you here today? Isn't this exciting? What do you hope to get out of it? Those type of things will get you going smooth and right and easy to get to meet somebody and see why they're there, because they're nervous about what you're going to ask them, so make it easy for them to answer a question that's safe. But then the next thing is somebody's going to say, well, who are you, or why are you here, or what's important for you to be here, right? Those type of questions come up, so you need to have little quick answers too. The most important one that people trip over all the time is that they need to be able to say who they are and why they're there, right? What's the value they're trying to get from this? And so many times people think when you're looking for a job, that means you got to just spiel out your whole resume, and that is absolutely wrong. People get tired, they don't hear it, they walk away. They hear one thing from you, so that's the clue. You've got to give them a very short, focused introduction that is just one thing that is about you that they can take away and remember. Yes, if you've got a little more time, you can say, oh, by the way, I also do these other items that are just great to change the world. but give them that one thing that's important. Okay, that you drive acceleration in a company, you make factories run better, you take regulatory affairs and you make it smooth for a pharmaceutical company. Whatever it is that you do, you want to talk about just that's your secret sauce, your cheat, as the game players call these days, or a hack as they call it in Silicon Valley, about how do you hack through an internet system. You want to just get that right down to a really short introduction. That's what you do. And you can always, of course, say your name, and if you work for a company, what your title is, but that secret sauce, because that they'll remember, that they'll go with, that's what you want to do. And the final thing, just to make this wrapping up here really quickly, is I want you to go in with an attitude of help. That takes away all of the butterflies and flutters. If you walk in and say, who can I help here today? It takes away all of your issues, and it's just like, I'm going to go help somebody, and that person somehow always shows up in front of you, and you help them. They may need to meet somebody else at that place, or have some other connection, or so you can just ask them, what is it that you need today? What brought you here? And maybe I can help you out with it. And then you've really made a great connection. Now you'll have plenty of time to talk about your history and your needs and the job that you're looking for once you help them. So remember to go in with that attitude of help. So let's go over that again. Plan why you're going, who you want to see, and what the purpose is that you're going to be there. Okay. Be very approachable. Try and keep your hands as free as possible so that you're not juggling stuff and being confused. Eat that on the side. Your food's on the side, and then come back in. Have easy questions that are short and focused, and also a short and focused intro. So that's about that, of being approachable and rememberable. And last thing is going with that attitude help. Okay, hope this has helped and served you. I look forward to more videos coming out, and you can check those out on YouTube. But also, why don't you just sign in at seniorexecutivesinTransition.com. Again, that's seniorexecutivesinTransition.com. Link is below here, and what we'll do is we'll put you on the little list. We'll just send you these good value videos from time to time, and there's also some surveys that you might want to participate in. So go there, and we'll keep you informed as we bring out new videos and other blog posts and stuff for you. Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you later. Bye.